This would be an explanation of a sheet I included on our homepage called the Moles Help Sheet. This is something I would have given you in class. I kind of doctored it up so you have different versions, but it is a sheet that if you're really getting stuck on mole problems and you don't understand how to get from one unit to the other, this would be a really great example of just a guide you can use. So this top one is a little bit pictorial in its diagram, but you have to think about what the problem's asking you to get to and what you're in. So for instance, I'm going to switch screens here. On number 2, it's asking us to get to moles, and we're starting in grams. What we'd go do then is look at this, and grams would be an example of mass, and we want to get to moles, so we'd go this way following this arrow, and what we'll end up doing is putting 1 mole on top and the molar mass on bottom, and that will cancel out what we need to get to. It'll cancel out what we have and help us get to what we need to. This will always help you, and I don't want you to worship this diagram, but this diagram can really help you if you're getting stuck on things. You'll see that these are all kind of different examples. This one right here is it's a little pictorial. This is kind of the same thing where if you're in particles and you want to get to grams, you'll go from particles to moles first using Avogadro's number. Once you're in moles, then you'll go from moles to mass using molar mass. This one right here is from Mr. McMahon's chemistry guide. Again, let's just say you're in molecules and you want to get to grams of water. In order to get from molecules to grams, we first have to get to moles, and you'll do that by putting 1 mole on top and Avogadro's number on bottom to cancel out molecules. Once you're in moles, you'll get from moles to grams by using its molar mass or formula weight and 1 mole on the bottom to cancel that out. You always got to think about your units and how you're going to get from one thing to the other. This is kind of an example of that too. Again, just another way of you understanding I'm going to get from mass to moles to volume or whatever the case might be. If we look at one more example, let's just say we're talking about I want to know how many molecules are in 33.4 grams of carbon dioxide. That means I'm starting in grams and I want to get to molecules. If we use our help sheet then, whichever one, let's just use the top one, we're starting in grams, which is mass right here, and I want to get to molecules, which is particles. So in order to do that, first I have to go from grams of carbon, was it dioxide? I think 2 moles of carbon dioxide using this conversion factor. Then I'm in moles of carbon dioxide, and then in order to get to molecules, I'll follow this arrow, putting 1 mole on the bottom to cancel it out, and Avogadro's number on the top, and that will cancel everything out, leaving me in molecules. That's just kind of a step guide of how to look at what the problem's asking you, and if you're getting stuck on things, that'll help you kind of problem solve your way through it. Pay attention to your units, cancel out as you go, and think about how are you going to get to where you need the problem to be.